Hello, everybody. I wanted to welcome you to another episode of Real Life with the Carolife. I am Caroline, and I am the owner of the blog, The Carolife, which, if you're interested in hearing more about my blog, all my links are down below. So, anyway, today's episode is about what it's like to be a host family for a foreign exchange student and what it's like to be an exchange student. So, my family had an exchange student. His name is Louis Lambert, and he is from France about 2 years ago, and he stayed with us for an entire year. And because there's just not a lot of information out there about what it's like to be a host family or what it's like to be an exchange student, Louis and I wanted to bring this video to you so you all could learn about it if you're interested in either just in general learning about it or if you're interested in being a host family or being an exchange student. And also, if you just miss Louis and you love him and you want to hear about his experiences in the United States, then this is the perfect video for you as well. So, all are welcome to watch and to listen, and I know that I'm excited to share all that I have to share about being a host family, and I know that Louis is also very excited in his videos that he sent to me from France to share with you about his experiences as an exchange student. So that's all that I have as an introduction, and let's go ahead and get to it.
Hi guys, my name is Louis Lambert, and today I'm going to talk about being an exchange student and what it is like to be an exchange student, what you get through, and all those things. So first, if I introduce myself, so I was a Rotary exchange student last year in the United States of America. I did not choose my states, but I figured on. And I think it was on March 2018, so 5 months before I left France. I figured that I was going to Kansas, Olathe, Kansas. So I arrived in Kansas on August the 3rd and 2018, and I came back to France on July the 11th, 2019. So I spent pretty much 11 months in Olathe, Kansas, in only one host family. If I have to make a summary of my exchange experience, my exchange year, I will say that was the best year of my life. It was a blast. I mean, I met people that they are just amazing people. I made a strong friendship, and today I'm still in touch with those people. So I think it's amazing. Also, I met a lot of exchange students because being a Rotary exchange student, you have meetings every 2 months with exchange students like me from all over the world. Pretty much, we were 8 exchange students in Kansas, from Brazil, Denmark, Spain, Italy. So you also make some strong friendship, but from all over the world. So that's just amazing. Every day you discover a new thing. I learned the American culture, all those things. It was a blast. I decided to be an exchange student because my mom was an exchange student 30 years ago in Illinois, and she always told me since I'm a kid about her story of being an exchange student and what it was like to be in America, that she lived the American dream, and me myself, I wanted to live the American dream. So yeah, because she told me about it, it made me really want to go there. I thought that it was a great place to spend a year, and I didn't see myself in another country to spend a year, so I thought that was the perfect place. So I thought also that it was a great opportunity to learn new culture, to learn the American culture that we see in movies. I wanted to see, for example, in high school, it was like High School Musical, which it is like High School Musical. But yeah, I wanted to prove myself something. I wanted to give myself a challenge. And yeah, also I want to work in business. So I thought that going to the US was a great place to improve my English. And so yeah, I decided to be an exchange student thanks to all those things. What did you think when you get Kansas? I was really surprised. Really, really surprised. I didn't know anything about Kansas. But afterwards, I really think that Kansas was the best place you could ever have to spend your exchange student. No kidding, really, because people are so friendly, and that was just amazing. So I changed my mind, and I thought Kansas was probably gonna be boring, but that was definitely not the case. And what I think is that I didn't choose Kansas because Rotary chose Kansas for me. So I didn't choose Kansas, but Kansas chose me.
I apologize for the change of scenery here, but I forgot to make this video originally to explain to you all why we decided to be a host family. So my dad had an exchange student in high school and they had an awesome experience. He was from Australia and today they're still in touch. So my dad had always wanted that for our family to have an exchange student and have a great experience, which is exactly what it ended up being with Louis. On top of that, I'm really interested in foreign language, so I was pushing for Louis to be here so I could improve my foreign language skills in Spanish. And then also my family in general is just very interested in expanding our worldviews and globalization and all of that kind of stuff. And so we thought this would be the perfect opportunity to kind of open our eyes to another culture and another country. Also, it's kind of a cool opportunity because you get to be an ambassador basically for your country and represent them. So we were Louis's primary experience with Americans and with the United States. And so it was just really cool to have that responsibility to show Louis about, what it means to be American and what an American family looks like and what our culture is. Okay, so now I have asked Louis to talk about his dynamic with his host family, or in other words, my family, which I hope he felt like he was able to be 100% honest, even though I was the one that asked him to answer that. So it's kind of a tricky question. But when I listened to his response, then I really felt like it was very similar to what I would have said. We had an amazing experience having Louis. He was a great son and he was a great brother to have around, and we truly enjoyed having him for the whole year. And it still feels a little weird not having him around because we got used to having him here, like he was our true blood family member. So I think that he has maybe a little bit of a deeper explanation than I do about what it's like to be an exchange student in a host family. But as a host family hosting Louis, it was a wonderful experience, and we truly enjoyed having him around.
All right. So in France, so in my family, I have one sister. She's older than me. She's 20, and I'm 18. My dad, he's a businessman, and my mom, she's an English teacher. I think it was 3 or 4 months before I left to go to Olathe, Kansas. I got a message in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. from my host dad team, and he wrote me a message where he said, "Hey, I'm gonna be your host dad for probably a year. I'm excited to have you in my house. Everybody is excited," and he sent me pictures from his house and pictures from my three host sisters and one host brother and my host mom. So that was just great, and I couldn't sleep after seeing this message. But I had a really good relation with all of my three sisters. Um, I just love them, and and I think they love me too. uh, and also my host brother. The thing is, my host brother was in college, so I haven't seen him. I didn't see him pretty often, but when I saw him, that was just great. We were playing FIFA, just some boy, boy friendship, which was great. Because I don't have a brother in France, so I feel yeah I have a brother, and that was cool just to have a brother for a year. Thanks to the Rotary, I have another family, which is great. I'm so thankful my host family because they included me in everything they did. We had a trip together. They included me there. They made me not feel homesick, which is a great thing. And so I didn't call them mom and dad. At the beginning, I didn't know what to do, didn't know what to say. It was a little bit, not awkward, but I was trying to be really polite, really, really serious in everything. Because it's hard when you know that you're going to stay 1 year, you want to show them a good behavior of you, of course. But after that, we laughed, and a really good connection started. Um, started filling in the room, and that was just great. I had such a great time with them, and I consider them as my American parents for the rest of my life, for sure. So yeah, at first you want to look good, you want to be a little bit quiet, but after that it goes away, and you are yourself. And with them, I was myself, which is such a great thing. So the third question is, what are the best and worst things about being an exchange student? I feel that there are a lot of good things when you're an exchange student. Only a few bad things, but mostly good things. First, you make a big network. Um, yeah, that that is amazing. Also, you get to improve your English, which is kind of like the goal of why you decide to be an exchange student. Is at first to improve your language, to learn a new culture. So yeah, you improve it really quickly, which is another great things. Also, the best thing for me when you're an exchange student is that you get more mature. You get to be independent. For example, let me tell you something. For example, I didn't know how to use a washer. Like I didn't know how to wash my clothes before because my mom did it in my house, and I had to learn how to do that. Um, so you get to be independent, which is a good thing. More mature. I'm not gonna say that I wasn't mature at first when I came to the US, but obviously I had to be more mature to show a good image of me, and because I represent my country every time I do something, every time I speak, which is another great thing, by the way, because thanks to my exchange year, like during my exchange year, I noticed, I figured I was proud of being French. Like that was the first time where I was really proud of being French, and it's a great thing because you represent your country. So yeah, one of the really good thing is that you're proud of representing your country. Um, Obviously, also you have a little bit of freedom because when I was an exchange student, grade didn't really matter in the US. So I mean that was a really cool year because yeah, and I hanged out a lot of time with my friends, more often than I used to do in France because I'm really busy with homeworks and everything. But it was good, just to spend a year on like making friends and having fun. So I'm not saying that I didn't do my homework or anything, but yeah, obviously I had more freedom. Now let's talk about the bad things, the few bad things that an exchange student could have. It's that you far away your family, and it can be hard sometimes. But thanks to my host family and my friends also, I wasn't that homesick. Like I know that a couple of my friends who are exchange students were homesick, but I wasn't at all. So I mean, sometimes yeah, I was, but they helped me, and we got through that. But you can have some tough moments, especially at Christmas. Um, so yeah, that's one of the bad thing. Another bad thing is that when you're an exchange student, I'll say you pretty much have to keep smiling all the time to show that you're good. You're good, but sometimes you're not good. So yeah, even though I knew that I could count on my host sisters or host brother or host parents to talk to them if anything wasn't good. Also, when people laugh, when there is a joke, you have to laugh. So that I will count this in the bad thing because yeah, you have to laugh because you sometimes you don't understand, but you have to laugh. So yeah, and the a really another really bad thing is that your brain hurts so bad that you just have to go to bed at 8 p.m. because you just can't stand it. Me, sometimes I couldn't stand it. I was like, I'm going to bed because my brain hurts so much. But yes, I think that's all. So the fifth question is, what is the first new English word you learned in the US? The first new English word that I learned was the word stuff. Let me explain you. So it was the plane to go to Kansas City, Detroit, Kansas City. I uh, I was sitting right next to a lady from Kansas City, and I told her that I was really nervous because I was going to see my host family and all those things. I didn't want to lose my passport, or I just wanted to be in my host parents' house, and I just wanted to meet them, but I was nervous. My legs were shaking, and um, so yes. And when we landed, she said, "Hey, don't forget your stuff." And I was like, "Stuff? What is stuff?" And she just left. I was like, "What is stuff? Do I need to get a paper to show to the guys?" I didn't know what was stuff, and I asked my host parents that told me, but yeah, I definitely didn't know that word, and I used that word all the time when I was in the US. So first, you have to know that I wasn't scared at all. I know that others, friends of mine who were exchange students, were scared of speaking English, but me, I wasn't at all. Even though my mom is an English teacher, my English level wasn't that good, but I wasn't scared because I knew that I was going to be to be understood by other people. So I knew that there was a way to communicate. And even though my English was, I'll say, pretty bad, even though we started taking English, I started taking English in the first year of middle school. I discovered that my English got better, and yeah, it made me really really happy. And when you start dreaming in English, my first dream in English was in October, and that was a big moment of my exchange year. Because when I woke up, I was like, Louis, you just dreamt in English. It's amazing. So yeah, it got better, better, and better. So I was really really happy. At the end of my exchange year, I was able to speak fluently, like to make small mistakes, close to, yeah. I'm sure I made mistake when I speak, but um, I could understand everything that people were telling me. It was yeah, everything was perfect. I didn't have any trouble to make sentences. Now it's a little bit different because I surely make mistakes because I don't really practice really often. Even though my mom is an English teacher, we don't communicate in English, which we should do that, but we don't do it pretty often. So I lost, I think, my English, but I feel that going 1 year in a country like I did, being an exchange student for a year, is the only way to improve a language, like to improve your English and being way better. It's wonderful.
So I think exactly what Louis is getting at is if you choose to go to another country as a foreign exchange student that does not speak your native language. So in this case, Louis's native language is French, and then he came to the United States and did English. The thing about that is it's just the best way to learn a language when you are immersed in the culture and immersed in people that are speaking it and doing it all the time. And Louis did improve his English so much throughout the time, and even on these videos, he's still amazing. And it's been, I think, a year or two, yeah, since he's been here, and so those skills will stay with you for a lifetime. And as he kind of mentioned, they might decrease a little bit just because you're not practicing it all the time as you were when you were an exchange student. But that those skills are so important and that they do improve so much by being an exchange student. Additionally, just like from a host family's perspective, you can improve your own English or your own language because you have to explain things to a non-native speaker that maybe you'd never like thought about or considered before. So like all the weird comma and apostrophe rules in English, like I had to explain those to Louis, and even myself, I was like, oh, like, why is it that way? So it kind of solidified and improved my skills. And then on top of that, if you are learning a foreign language as a host family, then your exchange student can be a huge help with that. So Louis speaks Spanish as well, and I do speak Spanish, and so we got to practice that together. And although French is his native language and English is my native language, I was still able to work on my own foreign language skills, which could be something cool and a benefit to a host family if you are trying to learn a foreign language.
All right, so there is a big difference between French high school and American high schools. Um, I noticed it the first day when I went to my American high school. Um, I just thought that I was in a movie. Every day when I walked in the hallway of my American high school, or I thought that I was in High School Musical, and it's the truth. I feel that it's way funnier in America to go to school than it is in France. I feel like it's more strict in France than it is in America. The relation with the teacher isn't that good, isn't as good as you have in America. Like in France, a lot of students get mad at students. So like when a teacher fired one of his kid of the class, it's basically normal. In the US, I haven't seen that happen, so that was really surprising. The relation you have with the teacher, some students made some joke in class, and the teacher laughs, and in French it's just not quite the same. My mom is a teacher in French, so uh, yeah, I'm just being honest, you know. Um, so I feel that it's funnier also in America because you have sport with high school that we don't. We don't have sport with high school. So good job, America, for that. I think it's amazing to have sport with high school. First, you made some great memories with uh, between students and coaches, which whether or the teachers. So yeah, all of my great memories in high school, it's when I went to with my friends to see a basketball game or a football game, and I just can't have those memories in France because it cannot happen, and I think it will never happen. But it's something we French people should improve, and we should include sport with our French system. Um, there is another difference also. In France, you have one class, and you have the same people in each classes you go. So if you're going to math and history, you have the same people. You follow your class, but you have the same people. And in the US, it's different because you have different people in different class because you choose your schedule. Then in France, you don't choose your schedule. Everybody studies the same classes, and so you don't have fun classes. That, for example, cooking, baking, we don't have theater. We like not theater, sorry, but yeah, I think. Um, yeah, so it's the school system is different. You cannot choose your classes, and a class of students in France is mixed with people who are smart and people who have difficulties, which is not the same in the US because it's pretty much, I feel that it's pretty much smart students or with smart students, and students with difficulties stays with students with difficulties. It's hard to mix in America, I think, the school levels. So yeah, also in France, I got really surprised when I heard that just everybody had the same schedule and everybody leave high school at the same time. That in France we all have a different schedule. Like each class has a different schedule, which is you can finish school at 6 p.m. in France, which in America I think it's impossible. You finish school at 3 p.m. So yeah, I finished school real late, and in December it's dark outside because it's really late at 6 p.m. So it's weird. um, also, also we have a 2 hours break for lunch in France that we don't. I didn't have in America. I only had 40 minutes to eat, which is really difficult for a French guy because we love to have time to eat our food and to enjoy our meal. And yeah, I got surprised when I saw a police guy the gate in America because like nobody can go to the high school. However, in France, like everybody can go in. If you're a parent, if you're like you don't have to justify yourself. Like the gate is open, so everybody can go in. It's just created a difference. So I felt safe in America, safer than in France. But we never had shooting in France at school, so this is why probably. But yeah, that the thing is that's great in France that you can go out grabbing something to eat with your friends when you have 2 hours. But however, you're finish your day real late, sometime at 6 p.m. So I think that's all. Something that America can improve, I think that will be to have free college, because in France we have free college. So I think that will be good if in America we have free college. Funny stories. All right. Because of my accents, there were plenty of words that I was saying that people didn't hear it as I hear it myself. So, for example, let me tell you something. So, for example, one time I tried to say, "Oh, today it's Crepes Day in France," and my host family heard Craps Day. So they were like, it's crap day in France? Like, what? What is happening? But I meant crepe, which is one of our favorite dessert. Um, yeah, also sheet, and I had a hard time saying I'm gonna change my sheet, and so it was a little bit confusing. But another funny story. Um, for Easter, when I went to church, because I went to church every Sunday morning, people were saying and they were telling me he is risen, he is risen. But what I heard was different than what I had to hear, because I heard he is a raisin, he is a raisin, and I was like, he's a raisin, and I asked my dad, and I was like, why everybody is saying that Jesus is a raisin? And he said, no, he's risen. So that's one of the funny stories, some misunderstanding that makes me laugh, and that I still remember, and that my host family still remember because we're still in touch, which is amazing. Also, when we're going to Freddy's, we were Freddy's, which is a ice cream and fast food place. We were singing a song that I will always remember that my host dad sang. He was saying like Freddy's, 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 which was the best song ever that I ever heard. And yeah, that was really funny that when we went to that place, I still remember that song. And same when we went to Dairy Queen, which is an ice cream place as well, because as you noticed, with my host family, we loved going to ice cream. That was a good excuse to go to the ice cream place, because they were saying that it was to make me try some new American flavor that we don't have in France. But yeah, we went to Dairy Queen. My host dad, my host sister Kate, we were singing some song like Dairy Queen, it's called ice cream. So some songs that will definitely remember some good memories. Good memories, sport events, cool dances, graduation. Just one of the best memories. Graduation was like in a movie. I cannot realize that my year in the US it's over, and it was hard to go back to France and to and I realized that it was over. So that was a really hard time saying goodbye to my host family, to my friends. But school dances were some just great memories that we don't have in France. We don't have prom. We don't. So that was the time of my life. Going to prom was just amazing. What were some challenges? Making, I will say, making friends, like real friendship, making real friends was a big challenge for me. Didn't want to be alone, but my host sister Caroline helped me a lot to get some friends, and I'm so thankful for that. Really thankful.
I think Louis did a great job covering that question, but I just wanted to add some as the perspective of the host sister and host family. So this is so funny. My favorite memory of Louis, which I don't know if it's exactly YouTube appropriate, but was when we had to describe to him what a shart is. And we were in the middle of a restaurant with our family, and I don't even know how this came up in conversation. It shouldn't have. We were in public. But I think that no, I know that during that time he was literally crying because he was laughing so hard. And it was so chaotic, but it was so much fun. And that stands out to me as one of my top memories. And then the only challenge I would say that comes to mind, which is awesome that throughout an entire year I can only think of one challenge, having an exchange student, is just figuring out a new relationship dynamic. So Louis and I were both very close in age, and we're both naturally very competitive. And so there were a few moments where we, ripped each other or had a few conflicts, but like that's just normal being siblings, especially like siblings close in age. So we were just learning how to adjust to that relationship. And then on top of that, it's like adding a new person to your family, right? So it's just figuring out, what that looks like, and how to make him feel comfortable and him feel like he's at home, and then all those kinds of things that go along with that. And for most host families, you'll only be hosting your exchange student for 3 months or for 6 months, and so some of that deeper family dynamic stuff might not be an issue or a conflict. But with Louis, because he was here for a whole year, it was kind of a whole different layer of adjustment and fitting him into our family and making him feel comfortable, because it was a long time that he was with us. But that was the only like small thing that I can think of. And like I said, I feel like that's pretty amazing for an entire year, having an exchange student and only thinking of one minutely negative aspect.
Going to America has always been my dream, and I believed in it so bad that I made it realize. So you have to believe in your dreams, and you may realize it. That was the dream came true, and like I said, it was the best year of my life. Made some strong friendship that I will never forget. People that I will never forget, even though will probably never see them again. But you have to believe in your dreams, and don't be scared of leaving your family for a certain period, because you'll learn so much. You'll get more mature. You will get some skills that is really important. So don't be scared of leaving to something that might be scary at first, but something that will make you grow. And I'm sure that being an exchange student made me grow so fast. For the visitors, you have to go to see a Chiefs game, because that was one great moment that I lived thanks to my host parents going to the Chiefs game. So yeah, if you're traveling from here, just go to the Chiefs game, and you will have a great football game. All right, bye guys. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for everything. And yeah, that's all for me. Bye.
And that is it for this video. I just wanted to say thank you to you all for caring about this, for listening, for taking the time to watch it, and also a big thank you to Louis for taking the time out of his day to create these videos. He is very passionate about sharing this stuff because he wants other potential exchange students to have an amazing experience like he did, and I am also passionate about sharing this stuff because we had an amazing experience as a host family, and there is such a need for host families for exchange students. So if I can express to you all how amazing our experience was, then hopefully you might consider that for your future. That is everything I have, but yet again, if you are interested in checking out my blog, The Carolife, or more videos like these, Real Life with the Carolife, go ahead and check out the links below and you'll have all the information that you need. Thanks again for being here. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a great day, and bye.